Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Scott Show podcast. Right now, we are talking about the TGIF shows from ABC Network. I've been looking it up for a while now. I've been kind of studying it up, just seeing what shows were on ABC. And it was a Friday night. It started at 7 o'clock Central Time, so it would have been 8 o'clock Eastern Time. It would have gone until 10 Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. And it was just 4 shows that were set up as the TGIF, thank goodness it's Friday, comedy lineup. Now, it all started because a man by the name of Jim Janicek came up with the idea of TGIF. And he wanted to have shows that were geared towards families on Friday nights, because he saw that on Sunday nights a lot of families would gather to watch The Wonderful World of Disney, which actually was one of the things that I remember growing up and watching. I saw a lot of the movies that they would first run on TV there. Now, ABC had success in the 1980s with their Friday night lineup. It included shows like Webster, Benson, which was a really great show, and actually a spin-off of the show Soap. If you guys want to check that out in the archives, I talk about that all in the archives here. And Different Strokes actually was one of the other shows that was moved from that network moved to the network in 1985 after being canceled by NBC. So some shows even went to different channels, including a few TGIF shows as well, like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which went to, I think, the CW or WB. It is what it is on that, but whatever works. Now, the whole idea of TGIF started with 4 shows in particular, and it was Perfect Strangers, which had Mark Lynn-Baker and Bronson Pinchot as the 2 main characters, Larry Appleton and Belky, and I'm not even going to go ahead and pronounce that last name, but it was really great. They said they were cousins so they could live together. If you guys ever check out that show, it is just old school funny. Perfect Strangers on ABC. Full House was another one that they brought out that was on the TGIF channel. Mr. Belvedere, which is one of my favorite shows as a kid. I just loved everything British for a while there, and so the character himself, Mr. Belvedere, was awesome. Really, really funny and really entertaining. And possibly my favorite TGIF show of all time was Just the 10 of Us. It was a spin-off of the show Growing Pains, actually, which it had Bill Kitchenbacher, and he had 6 or 8 kids, and they all were sent to California to go and work. He was sent to California to go work. The family went with him. However, before that, they were all part of the Growing Pains Seaver family, and that's where Bill started out as a teacher. He got a job at St. Augustine's Academy for all boys except his teenage girls. The 4 of them would go to that school as a way to get the coach there to coach the football team. So it was really interesting and kind of funny at the same time, this show, Just the 10 of Us. It turned out to be a really great TV show altogether. Mostly all of the people on the show are doing amazing things now, including a lot of the... I think Jamie Luner was on the show, and then she went off to go do a whole bunch of CW things, and Heather Lindenkamp was in a lot of the Freddy movies, and it'll Scream, I think, and some of the other ones. I mean, just amazing. So, started out with those 4, which are huge. I mean, these are superstars today, but it started out in 1988, 89 with that group. And then moving forward, We have other shows that were on there that didn't go as far, like Mr. Sunshine and Joe Bash and He's the Mayor. Did not get too far. Sledgehammer, Gung Ho Dads. These are all shows that were actually on TV at one point. I Married Dora, The Thorns, Family Man. These shows did not go too far. For a long time, it was Perfect Strangers, Full House, Mr. Belvedere. However, Mr. Belvedere left and got replaced by the show Family Matters. And the Urkel train took off, folks. Steve Urkel, probably one of the more popular characters on any shows that he had. Family Matters, and I think he did two crossover episodes on Full House in 1991 and Step by Step, which we'll get to here in a little bit. The Winslow family were in Chicago, and they had I cannot remember the gentleman's name. Is Gerald something. It will come to my mind. I do remember that Thelma Hopkins was on that show. She played the aunt. Thelma Hopkins, of course, from the wonderful singing group Tony, Orlando, and Dawn, if anybody remembers them. Which I hope you do, because if you don't, go listen to that stuff. It's great. Even now, it's awesome. So you had Full House, Family Matters, Perfect Strangers, Just the 10 of Us in 1989 and 90. And then in 91, you had Just the 10 of Us leave. And then it was the three shows that I had mentioned. And then Family Matters got moved around, so did Perfect Strangers, to bring a new show in, and it was called Dinosaurs. And if you guys remember Dinosaurs, it was a very, very popular show at the time. They had the little baby there, and I think I saw one of those baby things at the Mall of America while I was there over the weekend. Crazy how that happens, folks. It really is. So 92, you got Family Matters, and then you have Step by Step, which had big step families with Patrick Duffy and Suzanne Summers actually playing the two leads. And let's see who else was in that show. And also you had Perfect Strangers. Baby Talk was another show that you had in Billy, which I don't remember any of those too much. And then you had Getting By, Where I Live, and Camp Wilder. More shows that I don't remember. In 93, 94, you had Family Matters. And then a new show called Boy Meets World. A small world that it would start on the TGIF network. It started out at number 37 on the hit list of shows that were on there. Step by Step, of course. Then Hanging with Mr. Cooper, only to be taken off the air for a little bit and brought Sister was brought on, and then Hanging with Mr. Cooper went back onto the TGIF lineup for the rest of 1990, or actually 94 to 95. So it stayed that way for a few years. 97, you got Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Clueless. Family Matters hung on for many, many years, ending in 97. Boy Meets World really took off as a vehicle for everybody that was on the show. I mean, it was just an amazing show. And now they have Girl Meets World, so, it's there. And now, it is funny that I did just talk about Boy Meets World, and now that I think about it, that was the last show of the TGIF lineup. And the last show that happened with Boy Meets World, their finale, was the last time that you saw TGIF. For like 4 years, they tried it again, bringing out George Lopez, Married to the Kellys, Hope and Faith in Life with Bonnie. That was brought out in the TGIF second run. Totally replaced by the 2004-2005 lineup of Eight Simple Rules, Complete Savages, Hope and Faith, and Less Than Perfect. Now, it is a little bit of a rumor from ABC executives that 8 Simple Rules would have been staying around on the TGIF lineup, and there were a lot of plans to push John Ritter as one of the main people that would kind of spearhead the TGIF lineups. There were crossovers that were going to be talked about there. However, we lost John Ritter, and it's very, very sad. So TGIF did not last too long after that. In the second run, they tried it again. Really couldn't do too much with it, as they tried Fridays with Last Man Standing and shows like The Neighbors, which was really funny actually, but they just couldn't get it done. So that ended. TGIF is over, and it's a reminder of the way things used to be, as they were so awesome, including shows like I said, like Perfect Strangers, Just the 10 of Us, Family Matters, Full House, and Boy Meets World. So that's just a little insight on the TGIF lineups on ABC. Amazing stuff that they had there. What we're going to do here, folks, is we're going to talk soon about more stuff on pop culture. If you want to talk about anything in particular, hit me up at tinyurl.com/102550. That's where you can find all our videos. Speaker.com, we are here and live every day, 8 o'clock in the morning, the Scott Show wake-up call. If you want to shout out, thumbs up, thumbs down, let me know. We'll hook you up. You guys have a great day, and we'll catch you real soon.